Well, let's see here. The fans have really bombarded us with a shit ton of emails here.
Okay.
And one of them that I have pulled up here really sort of directly involves you.
Okay.
You did a thing with Pinball PA a couple of weeks ago when I did the takeover show with Bob Nalbandian.
Yeah.
What was that all about, and what was the outcome?
It was a day out for the big brothers and big sisters of America, for the couple of the Pennsylvania chapters, a couple of the counties. So it was we invited people to come out. It was like their organizational day, and it went okay. Went pretty good. Not great, not awful. Better than some expected. Not as good as my son expected. My son expected to have 6,000 people in there, but it did okay. It did its job, and it was good PR, and it definitely was the kind of business I want to do. So that's what it was about. Why?
Well, our good friend John Phillips sent over a story.
Okay.
He said being transgender no longer is considered a mental disorder.
Oh, no?
But playing video games is.
Well, yeah.
According to the World Health Organization.
Okay, that seems logical.
Right. The World Health Organization on Monday released the 11th edition of its International Classification of Diseases, which no longer classifies being transgender as a mental health disorder.
What about the countries that kill transgenders? Is that a mental disorder?
Well, they don't recognize those countries.
Oh, who is it recognizing? Just America?
Yeah, just the people who are, civilized, not the barbaric, countries.
Is there anywhere outside of North America that recognizes it the way we do?
Yeah, there are.
Who?
Well, like, some of the European nations.
Do they recognize transgender?
I think they do.
Okay, I did not know. Truthfully, I don't. This is how little I care.
That's why this is called the World Health Organization.
Okay. I'm just going to share with you something brief, and then we'll get right back to this. But
it's International Classification of Diseases.
Perfect. On this week, I don't know if you saw, and this has nothing to do with this, except it will in a second.
Well, why don't you stay on topic, will you?
I'm staying on topic. I will. There's a new music platform that launched this week called YouTube Premium. Did you hear about this?
I read about it on your post.
Yeah, it's basically a new Spotify, or it's going to put Spotify out of business is what it's going to do. And Apple Music, all that shit. It's
strangely enough, our good friend Michael Abatista, who was with Spotify, is currently with YouTube.
And I don't doubt for a second that he played a part in this.
Sure.
I really don't. But so I switched, pretty much immediately. I mean, I still have Apple Music, but I'm canceling it. And I'm to the point that I moved into the family plan, and I notified all my family plan members to start switching their shit over. And I'm going to give them a month, and then I'm canceling my Apple Music because it's really, really solid. It's solid. It's easier to work. The interface is better, blah, blah, blah. That's not where I'm going with this. The one thing is, if you go to YouTube's now music page, which is music.youtube.com, and you can use it just like Spotify. If you want to hear a song, you just look it up, and you can either watch a video or you can set it up on your phone to only play audio, which is kind of nice. But the first thing on it is LGBTQIA pride music. And the first playlist that you're stuck with is this fucking LGBTQIA bullshit. And it's just some horse shit of, it's a bunch of faggy bands. It's Elton John, and it's... It's every band.
Elton John is considered a faggy band now.
Look, any guy that puts a dick in his mouth and is proud of it is a pride guy, right?
Well, yeah, I understand that Elton John is a gay man or whatever, but I just find it funny that after a 50-year career that Elton John is now a faggy band.
But he's always been popular with the gays. No?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know.
But yeah, this playlist it's like Elton John, and it's like show tunes, and it's just faggy. And I was like, how do I get rid of this fucking playlist? And I couldn't get rid of the playlist. Maybe it's just that I don't know how to, but I don't want that shit in my fucking face all the goddamn time. And I don't mean a dick, although I don't want that either. What I'm talking about is, do I have to be bombarded? Do I have to take pride in where I put my dick? You know, that's the whole thing. Is it, on some level, isn't everybody proud of where they put their dick normally?
Well,
yes, no?
I don't know that I ever, make that an issue or, go, hey, my name is Neely from the Classic Metal Show, and I put my dick in chicks.
But, I mean, look, you got a pretty hot girlfriend right now.
I do. She's smoking hot.
I'm going to imagine you've put your dick inside that at least once.
At least once, yes.
At least once. Okay. Are you proud of that?
Well, I don't know that I wear that as a badge of honor, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know that I've ever thought about it that much. It's just like, yeah, I'm glad to have a hot girlfriend.
You're not ashamed.
No, but most hetero guys who have a hot chick, they're just like, yeah, my chick's hot.
Yeah. Well, and fair enough, but I think in general, most guys are most people, I don't want to narrow this only to guys, most people, for the absolute most part, are fairly proud of what they've stuck it to.
Well, yeah, I guess it's sort of like a bragging rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why do I need a playlist to celebrate people that don't do what I do, and the fact that they're proud of sticking their dick in another man's greasy asshole? Why do I need that? Why do I need to have the soundtrack to their ass fucking?
Well, because the agenda is to try to normalize that behavior.
Well, but to normalize it to who? People that don't do it? It's never going to be
Well, dude, but the thing is they want to force you to accept it.
You've never fucked a black chick, right?
No.
Is that ever going to be normal to you?
No.
It's never going to be a normality to you. Does that make you some kind of racist or something? It does.
It would. In some circles, it would.
But in most circles, it's just you're not attracted to that.
Well, but the thing is that some people need to make an issue about it and go, well, why wouldn't you do that? Are you a racist? Are you a white supremacist?
How about this? None of your fucking business where my dick goes. That's the answer. Why is everybody so goddamn afraid to just say, we're not going to celebrate where you put your testicles? We're not going to do it. We're not going to celebrate hetero month. We're not going to celebrate fag week. We're not doing it. Why do people think that there has to be some fucking... And I mean, I'll go further with it, and I know people will disagree with me, but I don't see the reason to ever celebrate the fact that you were born a Mexican or black or white or
that part.
Whatever.
I'll agree with.
I don't see any. So if you agree with that there's no reason for heritage whatevers, days, months, weeks, whatever, then why the fuck is there a fucking dick in dick fucking mode? Why is there dick in dick month? Why is there Scissor Sisters week?
Right.
Why do I need fucking Pride month? Go fuck yourself with that shit. I hate it. I hate it more than anything. Because it just, I could care less who. Look, I'm quite sure, I'm positive that what do we do? 3,000 listeners or 4,000 listeners a week or whatever it is live?
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, live, yeah.
Live.
But our daily listens are like about 3,800.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's say 3,800, 7 days, 25,000. That's I'm sure that's wrong because that's Chris math. But okay, if there's 25,000 in a week that hear us, or 30,000 in a week that hear us, do you not think that there is a collection of them that are gay?
I'm sure that there's got to be some in there. Sure.
There's got to be some. Do I need to celebrate them?
No.
then why the fuck do I need to have a playlist set up for me so that I remember to celebrate LGBTQIA?
Because they realize that they know that they're not accepted in the mainstream consciousness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the agenda there is, even though you don't accept us, we're going to force you to accept us. That's the whole attitude.
Well, there's people that are outside the mainstream that like to fuck dogs, too. Should we have a dog fucking week?
Well, for some people, there might be.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah, well, that is really the attitude. It's just like, oh, you won't accept this? Well, I'm going to make you.
How about it's not that we're not accepting it. It's we don't give a shit. Do you care? Dude, you have a neighbor next door, right?
Yes.
You don't know him because it's you.
Yeah, it's because it's me, yes.
You don't know him, right?
No, I don't.
Do you know if it's a guy or a girl?
Well, I do know that.
Okay, it's a guy, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. If he was gay, would you care?
No, because I'm not involved.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to you. So why would you care? If he likes Pavarotti, would you care?
No.
If he likes, I don't know, he has a chihuahua that he happens to fuck in his closed door, would you care?
I couldn't give a shit.
That's the point. So why the fuck do I need to care about a bunch of people that do something that I don't have any interest and am never going to have interest in doing? Why do I need to care?
Because in their mind, it's just like, you have to accept us and we're going to make you accept us.
No, I really don't. No more than I've ever had to accept the kind of chick that I would want to fuck or that I wouldn't fuck. Unfortunately for me, that wouldn't fuck is pretty much off the table these days. But I mean, honestly, dude, it's like, it's so, I mean, you can go so many directions with it. What if a gay guy doesn't like a fat piece of shit like me?
Okay.
Would he be some sort of phobic?
Yes, he would be a fat shamer.
Would he be? Or would they excuse it because he's already gay?
Well, because they would excuse it because he already has an abnormality.
Oh, so then that would make it okay.
Yes, because he's already a maligned demographic.
Unbelievable.
That's true.
And how do people look at that and read shit like that and say, yeah, I believe that. That makes sense. How do you look at that and believe that makes sense?
The people who are under attack today are just the white, heterosexual, and what you and I would call normal people.
Mm-hmm.
If you're outside of that realm, you've already got a burden to bear.
Right.
So none of these things apply to you.
Right. I guess. But I need to make them apply to me?
Yes, you have to accept it.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'm going to be the old guy that gets fucked in the ass by a fucking guy in the old folks' home, aren't I? I'm going to be that guy.
I don't know about that, but you're going to be, you and I both are going to be the old guy who yells at the kids, "Hey, you kids, get off of my lawn!"
Exactly. Take your faggot look out of my yard. I just hate society today. I really hate it, dude. I want to be part of it less and less. I really do. Jesus Christ, Phil. That is funny.
Yep.
All right, go ahead with your story now.
All right. Well, since you are a owner in a video game palace,
yes,
known as Pinball PA, the World Health Organization on Monday released the 11th edition of its International Classification of Diseases,
okay,
which no longer classifies being transgender as a mental disorder, but now classifies playing video games as a mental health disorder.
Right. That makes sense.
In the newest version of the International Classification of Diseases, the World Health Organization has removed trans-related identities from the list of mental disorders, reclassifying them under conditions related to sexual health.
Okay.
Gender incongruence, meanwhile, has been removed out of the mental health disorders in the ICD into sexual health conditions. The rationale begins that while evidence is now clear that it is not a mental disorder, and indeed classified it in this can be let's see how I'm going to read this again. The rationale being that while evidence is now clear that it is not a mental health disorder, and indeed classifying it in this can cause enormous stigma for people who are transgender, there remains significant health care needs that can best be met if the condition is coded under the ICD.
Okay.
Why anybody cares about that?
And I'll tell you where this matters, because now this is in a way, I'm actually okay with this if you think big picture, because big picture now, these people that are transgender, they can't just they can't run and get on the government tit for it.
Maybe.
Because it's no longer considered a disease.
Right.
So it's no longer considered a mental disease. And I'll tell you what, the more my back keeps hurting, I think I can go get myself some disability by buying an Xbox. I like the sound of that.
All right.
But I got to keep playing Xbox.
This is fantastic news. It will be crucial in reducing the stigma around trans and gender diverse people. New Zealand Human Rights Commission spokesperson, I can't even say this person's name, so John Smith, said belonging to trans or gender diverse communities does not equate to having a mental disorder. We should not be pathologized or discriminated against. Members of the trans community experience a slightly higher rate of mental health issues than the rest of the public. Really?
Apparently.
Suicide attempts are alarmingly common among transgender individuals. 41% say they try to kill themselves at one point in their lives, compared to 4.6% of the general public, i.e. the normal people. More than a dozen other surveys of transgender people worldwide since 2001 have found similarly high rates, and the problem has grown more visible since Caitlyn Jenner came out, and it raised awareness about transgender health issues overall.
Thank God for that guy.
Bruce Jenner was just a gay guy who couldn't accept it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's really all it boils down to. I was a sports guy. I hung out in the locker rooms, not with Dawkins and the catering, but I hung out in locker rooms.
Right.
And I find other men's penises attractive, even though I'm a guy.
Wheezy, clip that and use that in something, please.
Meanwhile, the World Health Organization decided to classify excessive video game playing as a mental health disorder.
Right.
Watching as a video game ensnares their child, many a parent has grumbled about digital heroin.
Wow.
Well, Chris Aiken, as a responsible parent, what would be the solution to this?
Take the fucking Xbox.
There you go. Likening the flashing images to one of the world's most addictive substances.
Stop it.
Now they may have a backup. The World Organization announced gaming disorder as a mental health condition.
I love it. Now you can get, because if it's a legitimate mental disorder, you can go on disability for that.
I guess.
I like it.
So where are the parents involved with this? You get the video game an hour a day. That's it.
Dude, please stop with that.
Oh, what? Parents aren't responsible? Oh, yeah, you're right. Parents aren't responsible these days.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I'm a lot more worried about the fucking phone addiction than I am about the fucking gaming addiction.
Of course.
Everybody's addicted to their fucking phone, myself included. Dude, are you addicted to your phone or not?
I am not, no.
I am totally. Dude, I woke up the other morning, I had my phone still in my hand. I am totally addicted to my fucking phone.
I my phone is in my hand maybe 20% of the day at the most.
It's like, dude, right now I'm fucking panicking because I'm looking for my phone, but it's in my pocket. I'm looking all around my desk going, where's my fucking phone? Dude, I'm never away from my phone.
And I'm going to tell you why. I am not involved with social media. Mm-hmm. I have no social media apps on my phone.
Right.
The people that I text are very few and far in between.
Right.
And I'm not, I don't need to know what the newest update of anything is. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Right.
So I don't have Facebook. I don't have anything that bings on my phone. And for the most part, I think there's maybe 5 people that I text total.
Really?
That's it.
Me, Julie.
My nephew James,
sister?
Dawn.
Your sister?
No, I don't even text with her.
Officer Jim?
Nope.
Not anymore. Not after I closed that door.
I don't know about that. Here, I'll tell you what my top 5 are.
All right.
I've got Julie, Chris McCarville, CMS Mikey, you, my nephew, and Don Docken.
That's, Jesus, that's 6. And you didn't text me at all today, so.
Yes, I did.
Did you? Was that today?
Yeah, that was talking about the LBJ movie.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I forgot about that. Boy, speaking of that, and I know this is way off topic, but I'm just not focused tonight. I watched all the way to the end of that. What a bag of shit that was. Oh, my God. That was dude, it was like watching a clown play a president.
I couldn't watch that. I watched 5 to 10 minutes of it. I was just like, I can't watch this.
I just got sucked into it. I kept waiting for it to get better. Next thing I knew, they were doing the obligatory text with no background telling me how things worked out for LBJ.
Yeah.
That movie sucked a bag of dicks.
So,
oh boy.
But getting back to the whole texting, I text maybe 5 to 8 people at the most. I text with Sammy a little bit.
Right.
And that's about all.
Do you send 100 texts in a week?
No.
You don't send 100 texts in a week?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God. I send 100 texts in an hour.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, but that's how unimportant my phone or any kind of digital contact is with me.
Dude, and I am so the opposite now, and not only in personal life, but even in business life. It's like I did a what do you call it, a barter deal this week, where I had some real problems with my roof. And I brought in a friend, recommended me another friend, to work with his guy. So I talked to his guy, and my buddy had told me, he said, hey, tell him what you do because he needs real help with his website. So I did, and when he came out and I looked at his website, and it was just a bag of shit. I mean, it was just fucking terrible. And so we worked out a negotiation where, he redid my roof, and I gave him like the top of the line web work that I do. It was a trade that worked for both of us, so to speak, right? Well, I at first was sending him emails back and forth because I needed to gather some information for his website and was getting no response. So now everything is texting though. I texted him, he texted me back. Like even this morning, I texted him. I said, can we go live? And he texted me back, yeah, take it live. So I texted him back, okay, it's live now.
Right.
Everything is texting now. I use email probably 100 emails a week now. I use email a lot less than I used to now.
Well, I send you emails, a few times a week, just sharing stories and things with you.
You're about the only personal emails that I ever get. I don't get. I mean, I'll get some work ones, but for the most part, I get nothing personal except from you,
Right.
on email. But and that's fine. I mean, I check my email. I have my
But
phone
most personal people on personal basis contact you through Facebook, though.
Yeah, they do. They hit me up on Facebook,
but I don't
text.
use Facebook, so I hit you up with an email, and I share different things with you.
Right. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. We get what we're getting, and the message gets here. But for me, I have jacked in about 80% of even my work into my phone. The only thing I don't do on my phone now is the actual work itself. Building a website. Then I flop over to, the various computers that I have. But dude, even like these video things that I'm doing now, I do those with my phone. I have a tripod for my phone. I have a little tripod it stands about 4 feet tall, and I can plug in my phone, and then I shoot the little videos with a tripod on my phone. Because the video quality on my phone is better than fucking anything else that I have, than my laptops.
Right.
So I shoot the videos with my iPhone. And then I have iMovie on my iPhone, so then I do all the editing and everything right there on my phone. I really am addicted to my phone, dude.
Yeah. Well, everywhere I go, and I'll tell you a quick story. I went to the grocery store this week.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting my shit. I pick up a few things here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a girl and her mother,
right,
standing there yapping to each other, and they're both of them on their phones.
Oh yeah.
Both of them standing there looking at text, discuss. Oh, so and so just text me, blah 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 blah.
And meanwhile, you're like, get out of the fucking way.
Well, no, it wasn't me, but it was another guy, and they're standing in front of the coolers, right? The
mm-hmm.
ones with the pull doors and everything.
Right, with the frozen dinners.
Yeah. So
right.
He's standing there and just waiting for them to finish their yapping or whatever it is that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just walking through. I'm just kind of seeing what's going on there. And the guy is just standing there, very patient.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear him say a couple of times, "Excuse me, excuse me."
Mm-hmm.
And they're so busy and so engaged with their phones and stuff.
Right.
That they don't even realize this guy is just standing there just trying to get into this cooler door. So he just kind of, and he didn't do it in a violent manner. He just did it out of an annoyance.
Yeah.
So he reaches over and puts his hand on the girl's shoulder and sort of like guides her out of the way.
Nice.
And of course the mother loses her shit.
Yeah.
Who are you to push my daughter out of the way?
Yeah. Well, then move it, stupid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the place to congregate and have a conversation on the text.
Which is another reason that I use my phone for ordering groceries now, and then I don't have to go into the store. I can just drive up, and let me tell you how that works. I order all the food on my phone. It takes about 3 minutes because I've got it all bookmarked now. And then I go up when it's time to pick up my food. I just check in with the app, and it GPSs, and when I pull into the parking lot, it tells them to bring my shit out. I don't even have to fucking call anybody anymore.
Right.
I just pull into the parking lot and open my trunk, and 3 minutes later, some chick comes up to me and says, "Here, sign this. We replaced your pizzas with this." Stuff, whatever they don't have. And then it's like, out. In, out. Again, phone comes in handy. Dude, I'm so bad with this shit now. I finally have a use for, like, my Google Home. I use the Google Home now to send texts. If I want to put my phone down, or most times if my phone is dead from use during the day, I'll lay in bed at night and I'll be like, send a text to Kelly. And I'll say, what do you want to say? And then I'll say, tell her, bup, 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 bup. And it'll read it back to me and go, do you want to send? Yes.
Yeah, well, my car does that.
Yeah, and then I get it back, but I get it all through my Google Home.
Yeah, well, my Google Play in my car does that.
Yeah.
Say, who do you want to text? And they go,
Yeah.
I want to text Julie. What do you want to say?
Yeah.
I'm going to say blah, 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 blah. Do you want to send? Yes, I do.
Yes,
Please
I do.
send.
Whoop, and then a couple minutes later, you get one back.
Yeah. Do you want me to read it?
Yes, I do.
I don't use it a lot, but I have played around with it.
I use it all the time,
I
dude.
don't. It's just like, I appreciate the technology of today, but I'm not so engrossed with it that it just consumes me.
I don't think I could get in my car and drive somewhere without my phone. I don't think I could do it. I really don't believe that I could do it. Like when I went to Chicago, there's absolutely no way I could have gone to Chicago and back 4 or 5 days without my phone.
Right.
No fucking way. No fucking way at all. I couldn't do it anymore. I honestly believe the phone is way more addicted. More people are way more addicted to their phone than they are to video games.
Right. Well, let's finish up this video thing.
All right.
I'm not creating a precedent, says Dr. Vladimir Ponzniak, a member of the World Health Organization Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse.
Yeah.
One major characteristic of gaming disorder is that the gaming behavior takes precedence over other activities to the extent that other activities are taken to the periphery, that a health professional has to make a diagnosis which cannot be an episode of a few hours or a few days.
Yeah, same with the phone, though.
Yeah, but the phone is almost a portable video game. It's like a Game Boy.
Yeah, it is. But I'll be honest, I have definitely skipped going to concerts and said to friends that I knew were going, hey, make sure you go Facebook Live when Testament's on or whatever. And I'll watch I'll watch from home the Testament show. I will absolutely do that. And I'm okay with that. Because sometimes I just don't want to go out. Sometimes I don't want to go and fucking deal with that shit.
Hey, you go out for me. Just film the show, will you?
Yeah, of course. Nothing wrong with that. Part of it is it has a lot to do more with the, not that I don't want to go to the shows. It's more dealing with all the bullshit of it. Like I'm going to Blossom in 2 or 3 weeks, whatever July 10th is, for the Foreigner Foreigner, White Snake, and
John Bonham.
John Bonham
or
show.
Jason Bonham.
Jason Bonham, yeah. It'd be great if it was a John Bonham
Yeah,
show.
sure.
But I'm going to that show. And my brain, I've been watching people with clips. Like our listener, Eric Reed, went to it last night, and I watched all his clips. And I ain't gonna lie, there's a part of me, it's like, okay, I saw enough. There's a part of me, it's like, okay, now I don't need to go. But the real part of me is going to Blossom. And I hate that fucking place. And I hate the fact that I'm going to have to walk down that stupid hill with this bad back. And I'm going to have to walk up that stupid hill with the bad back. And then walk 6 miles to my fucking car. It's like, it's like, do I really want to go to this show that bad? Plus pay $100, plus pay extra to park in a decent parking lot instead of actually being 3 miles from the venue.
Right.
And I know that's an isolated case, but, I mean, I don't think every place has a venue that's that far away from the parking lot, is there? I mean, you've been to other cities like...
Yeah, I've been to Tinley Park, and I went to M3 over in Baltimore and all that, and they are not that far away as much as Blossom is.
Dude, that Blossom parking is ridiculous.
It is. It's a long ways.
They could be... Blossom could be putting in another $1 million a year into their pockets if they would just buy some carts. Just buy carts and drive people up. How much money do you think... Dude, how much... If you were parked at the ass end of the Blossom parking lot out by the road, what would you pay to drive up that instead of walking it?
$10.
I'd pay 10. I'd pay 20 because the parking's free. You don't pay to park there, do you? I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
So if you didn't pay to park, but you could skip the 3-mile hike up to the ticket window for
Sure.
$20,
right?
I would do that in a minute.
Yeah.
I would do that in an absolute minute.
Right? Run those shuttles.
Dude, they should run a shuttle there. I don't understand why they don't. What, are they trying to keep people thin? It's not working. Everybody here's a fat motherfucker like me. So just service that.
Right.
Give us our transportation. But that's ridiculous. Dude, it's like going to a fucking football game and parking in the other town. You know, it'd be like going to a Browns game and parking in Euclid and then walking from Euclid over. It's so far, man. I hate it. And if I can watch on my phone instead, I'm all about it. Whatever. You don't have nothing like that in your life that you would rather watch on your phone than do live?
No.
For any reason?
Not really, no.
If Dokken was playing in downtown Chicago,
I would go.
I know you would go, but if it was a sold out show and you didn't have tickets and they didn't have list, I'll just make it so it was difficult. You either had to buy a ticket or you could watch it on your phone for free and you wouldn't have to deal with the traffic.
Yeah, if it was going to be a hassle for me, yeah, I would definitely do that.
That's what I'm saying. And like for me, Blossom is a hassle.
Yeah, well, it is a hassle. I agree. I mean, even 25 or 30 years ago, going to shows as, you know, even as a young person,
yeah,
it was a hassle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's such a hassle that, you know, I can understand, you know, to the point that they're making about the video games, you know, making people make decisions to do things, to do their device instead of doing things. Well, you got to look at the whole situation too, you know, and that's the only point that I'm trying to make here is that sometimes at least with the phone is good enough. You know, at least for me it is. That's all.
Well, you're becoming a recluse.
I wish. I wish if I could find a way to never deal with people at all, I would, man.
Sure.
Dude, I look at the TV shows of like criminal stuff, like cops and shit like that, or Live PD, which is my new obsession. But when they show prisons and they show people in solitary, I just look at that as like, holy shit, that's like a gift. You get your meals, you don't have a whole lot of space to clean, and you're good, man. If they put a TV, if you could have a TV in solitary confinement, I might volunteer to go. Just because I wouldn't have to deal with people at all.
Right.
Just have to grab a fucking tray through a sliding thing. That would be perfect, man.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't be terrible.
You kind of remind me of one of those old episodes of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
There was a episode, I remember seeing this as a kid, and I saw it later on in life.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy who just liked to read.
Okay.
He just liked to read in silence. He just wanted silence. He just wanted to read.
Right.
That's all he wanted to do. He just wanted to sit there and be quiet and just read and just mind his own business.
Okay.
And he was married to a woman who just ragged him constantly. Constantly. All you want to do is read.
Yeah.
So the guy worked at a bank.
All right. What was her name, by the way? Georgetta?
And during his lunch hours, all he wanted to do was go read his book. He just wanted to sit and quiet and read, not bother anybody, just mind his own business, read his stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. So what he did was he took his book and he went into the bank vault.
Okay.
And he was just sitting there reading, just enjoying his books.
Yeah.
And something happened catastrophic. I think it was like an earthquake or something.
Okay.
And because he was in the bank vault, because it was a vault.
Yeah.
He was spared any kind of traumatic experience.
Okay.
And he came out of the bank vault and the whole city was just in rubble.
Wow.
And he was the lone survivor.
No shit.
But the thing is that he wore glasses.
Right. I think I remember this guy.
And
that's a picture of him in the chat, right?
Yeah, and his glasses got destroyed or broken and he couldn't read. Yeah, that's him. That's the whole story. That's the guy right there. That one. Yeah. And so his glasses got broken and he couldn't read because he couldn't see.
And his life was ruined.
His whole life was ruined because he couldn't read. It would have been paradise for him to be able to be in a world of no people.
Right.
Just to read his books and be happy. But his glasses got ruined and then he couldn't see and then his whole life was ruined. Talk about a fucked up situation.
That Twilight Zone, man, that guy had a fucking twisted mind.
He did. And our fans are so great about pulling that shit up so quickly.
Yeah, no shit. That was fast.
So I want to say thank you, Mr. Doherty in the chat room.
Yeah, no doubt. That was quick.
He got that fast.
Yep.
But that's you.
Yeah, it is. Dude, I'm trying my damnedest to avoid people at all costs. I already told you that I've eliminated shopping completely.
Right.
Completely. Dude, I've needed to go get a certain size bandage for a cut that I have. and I've needed it for days.
You fashioned it out of a dish towel.
No, it's just I got a big cut. I need to get a bandage on it. And I've gone like 2 days because I can't fucking force myself to drive the half a mile to the CVS and actually walk into the fucking place. It's like I can't fucking do it. Because I know I'm going to go in there and there's going to be some fucking asshole that's fucking looking for the quality of the glue that holds the fucking Band-Aids on. Standing in my way, and I'm going to push him out the fucking way.
Yeah.
I just know it's gonna turn into some kind of an argument. So probably tomorrow I'm going to go up there. I'm going to take my son with me up there. I'm going to say, hey, go in there and buy these for me. Because I can't fucking stomach going to a fucking to a store anymore. Maybe I'm crazy. Probably am. Maybe I've got some of this disease that they're talking about here with the phobia about people or whatever. But people suck. Universally. It is so rare anymore to go anywhere and run into people that you don't know that are not fucked in the brain that I just don't want to do it. I've turned into you. Remember before I was giving you hell for years about not wanting to deal with people.
Or associate when not.
And now I'm that guy. Where you might time something out to go get it so that you don't have to associate with the people. Me, I'll just go without it. I'll just I need that bandage to fucking heal my leg. Whatever. It'll heal sometime.
Well, I'll tell you a really funny story since you brought that up.
Right.
I'm going to bring up a little Neely story here.
Right.
So the other day, I went out on my way home. I went to the Ace Hardware.
Okay.
And I was going to I did pick up some weed killer because I got some weeds growing up in my landscaping here.
Right.
So I went to the Ace Hardware. And I bought some Roundup weed and grass killer.
Okay.
So I'm standing in line. There's only one woman in line. Only one. She's at the cash register. They only have one cash register open.
Right.
She literally, and I'm not making this up, it took her literally 5 minutes to make a transaction.
I would have screamed at her.
Because she wanted to talk about the Ace Hardware discount card and how handy it is and what they have on sale and that she gets the sale paper and she looks through the sale paper every week and she's always surprised that they have the things that she needs on sale and she comes in here and then the discount card is handy and the loyalty points and they really add up. And meanwhile, I'm just standing there with a jug of weed killer just wanting to pay for my shit.
Right. And you just want to hit her in the head with it and move her the fuck over.
You're basically right.
Dude, I get it.
So I'm standing there and it got such a delay that another girl came over and opened another cash register just so I could go over there and pay for this.
Right.
And I told the girl at the cash register, I said, I promise you I won't dominate your time with mindless discussion.
It must be this week. Because And are you done?
No, I'm not done yet.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your story.
So the other night, Julie came over, right?
Yeah.
And we were watching a movie. So she left about 10 o'clock.
Okay.
10 o'clock at night. It's dark.
Yeah. Okay.
So she walks out through the garage to get into her car.
Yeah.
And since I walked her outside, I look over and there's that weed killer. It came with a little battery operated sprayer. So all you have to do is just spray, hit the little button and it'll spray.
Right.
So I just picked it up, and since she was leaving anyway, I just went out and started spraying weeds.
Yeah.
So she says to me, she comes back over yesterday and she says to me, your neighbors must think you're fucking crazy. She says, you come home, you back your car into the garage, close the garage door. They never see you all week. You never go out and get the mail, baby, once a week at the most. You don't ever talk to anybody. And then at nighttime, at 10 o'clock at night, you're out spraying your weeds. So nobody sees you.
Some other chemical that they don't know what you're spraying. Fucking FBI shows up at your door.
So she's like, you're like an episode of the movie The Burbs. No, you won't even talk to anybody, and you go out at 10 o'clock to spray weeds at night. So you don't have to see anybody.
I don't blame you, though. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. See, I would probably do one better, and I'd wait till midnight to go to fucking Walmart to get the weed eater if I couldn't order it online. That's hilarious. So, dude, I had a run-in as well this week with a fucking checkout line.
Yeah, again?
Well, this is one. I don't know if I told you this one or not during the week. It wasn't a checkout line. It was a drive-through window.
All right.
So, we mentioned earlier that I've been having this really bad problem with my back.
Okay.
And as dumb as this is going to sound, what ends up fixing it so I can get through my day each day after sleeping is I get into my car and I drive around, and for whatever the way the seat is set up or designed or whatever,
right,
it makes my back, right. So that after like 20, 30 minutes, I get out the car and my back's okay. It doesn't hurt anymore. So I've been doing this every day as I've been crawling my ass out to the car, pushing myself into the car, which is like an event by itself, trying to, all the twisting and turning that you have to do to get into your car.
Right.
But I get into my car, I wait a couple minutes till the pain subsides, and then I drive, I don't know, 2 miles or whatever to the Dunkin' Donuts down the street. And I get myself a coffee. I get the same thing every fucking day. I get an extra large coffee, 4 creams, 4 sweetened. That's what I get every fucking day. So Wednesday, I think it was, I pull up, there's one car in front of me, ordering. And so I'm right behind her and I got my window down so I could hear what she ordered. She ordered 2 donuts and a medium coffee.
Okay.
She pulls up. I pull up to the window thing. I order my one thing, my coffee. I pull up. I'm sitting there. My back is fucking hurting, but I'm sitting there and I'm listening to Anthony and I'm just trying to get my head right, for the day. I haven't had coffee yet, so I'm aggravated anyway. And so I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And I look, and the girl that's working in the place has her hands, like if you put your hands together, but like not your fingers together, like one hand with all the fingers on the top in between your thumb and your index finger.
Yeah.
She's got her hands like that, and she's leaning out the window. And the other lady is just turned, and they're having a fucking conversation.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I've seen that at the bank, and I see that at the grocery store.
So I sit for a minute, and I'm just like, I'm dying for my fucking coffee. My back fucking hurts, and I want to kill a motherfucker at this point. And they're having this conversation So I leaned out my window and I literally just yelled. I said, "Hey, take it inside if you want to have a fucking conversation." And the lady looks at me and flips me off.
Nice.
And then she drove around, but she actually parked in the parking lot and went in to have the conversation. But it was like, get out of my fucking way. That's why I'm in the drive-thru lane.
This isn't the place to have a discussion.
Yeah, I was like, you fucking bitch. Now give me my fucking coffee. Here's my $2. Get out of the way. I was so fucking pissed. Because one, again, my back's hurting. B, I haven't had coffee. And 1 and 2, coffee to me in the morning is like, you don't want to fucking even discuss anything with me without coffee first. And man, I'm sitting here in this fucking car with my back hurting while this bitch has a conversation about fucking whatever. Fuck you. Get out of the way. Go inside, you fucking twat. Oh, I was pissed.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And they about threw the coffee at me, so they didn't like me yelling at them either, but I didn't care. I was just fucking raging. One of the rare times I didn't even say thank you. I was just like, here, give me that.
Too funny.
I hate people.
I do. But yeah, I'm out spraying weeds at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, your neighbors are probably wondering. They're probably wondering if you're building bombs or some shit and you're spraying something down to kind of cover the smell of the whatever kerosene or whatever that you're building the bombs with.
Well, I got to tell you, people come through the neighborhood and ring the doorbell for whatever reason.
Right.
I never answer the door.
Dude, I have the sign up now. During the break, I'll take a picture of the sign. I'll go out to my door and take a picture of the sign. It's the most obnoxious sign ever.
I saw it.
You saw it? Yeah. It says, do not knock on my door if you're doing any of this shit. And there's like 15 things on it. I don't want your religion. I don't want to buy anything. I don't want your band candy. Fuck you. Get off my lawn.
Yeah. My doorbell rang. My doorbell rang twice last week, and I never even bothered to see what it was.
Dude, I will sit there, especially now that I have the sign. But I always had that sign that it was just a piece of paper that I taped on there that always said no religion or solicitation. And people would look in the window and see me sitting right next to the window, and I still wouldn't get up. It's like, fuck you.
I don't know you.
Yeah, and I'm not answering the door. What, because you're in a suit with a fucking flyer about how Jehovah can save me? Fuck off. Go eat a bag of fucking Jehovah cunts.
Right.
Fucking bastards. Leave me alone.
Yeah, don't come to my door.
Why do people think that they can invade your space in your neighborhood?
I don't know.
Why do they think that that's going to be a better sell than going somewhere where people are already out at? If you're out, you're more than willing. You're generally more likely to be sold something, don't you think?
Well, you would think you would be a more receptive audience.
I mean, you get a knock on your door. Anytime you get a knock on your door, even if it turns out to be a friend, isn't your first thought, man, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That is your first thought every single time. Nobody's like, oh, I wonder who that might be. The first thought every time I hear my door, it's like, motherfuck, who is it? It'll be my mom. Oh, come on in, Mom.
Yeah. Too good.
Yep.
All right. Well, August 25th is the Summer Bash. Boy, there's a lot of bands on this thing now.
There's a big, 8 of them now?
Yeah, I guess. Who added all those bands?
Well, they only added 2 more. They added LA Knights and Babylon Shakes.
Okay. And I know who LA Knights is. They're Lower Akron Knights, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And who are the Shakes?
Babylon Shakes. That is a new signing, I believe, of the Shavis Records group.
Okay. So they're making the trip from wherever they're from?
Yeah, I don't know where they're from, but they're coming, and obviously the Mighty Red Rain is going to be there, and Tup is going to be there, and Every Mother's Nightmare, and the Billy Morris Band, which I can announce, I guess, that I was asked and did write the bio for Billy's release, or for his one sheet.
Okay.
I was asked to do that this week, and I was given a deadline of, we need it yesterday, and then Shavis was like, holy shit, you wrote it in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, no kidding.
I just wrote something really fast and was like, is that good? He's like, holy shit, yeah, perfect.
All right.
So, yeah, it's going to be a fun. I can't wait for that show.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. Chris will be there. Julie will be there.
Yeah.
I see people are making plans to make the trip.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Is Michael J. Fox the lead singer of Babylon Shades? He might be.
He might be. But anyway, that is about a month and 2 months away.
Yeah, 2 months away.
Yeah, 2 months away. So make plans. It's 8 weeks away. So if you're going to come on out and hang out with us, it should be fun.
Yeah, come out. It's a cheap ticket. A lot of national bands. It's going to be a good time.
Yep. All right. Well, Every Mother's Nightmare has a new CD out on High Volume Music.
Yes.
It's called Grind.
Mm-hmm.
Play a tune here from the CD and come on out to the show. So here it is. It's Every Mother's Nightmare with Loco Crazy exclusively here
on your classic metal show.
Hey, this is Rick Roll from Every Mother's Nightmare, and you're listening to Chris and Neely on the Classic Metal Show. Crank it up.